My name is Natalie, and I'm here to briefly describe what we did in my UF 100 Navigating Identity class. First thing I want to do is introduce my instructors. We had Dr. Usursa, we had Dr. Hudson, and my DG group leader was Dane. The first thing that we did was we created this dodecahedron. This dodecahedron is a brief overview of everything that we studied this semester. So the first thing that we studied was our case studies, Case Study University. During Case Study University, we did our shared values video as a team. We also learned why BSU was great. The next case study that we did was our case study Basque. During case study Basque, we went down to the Basque block, downtown Boise. They also tasked us to re-innovate the Basque block and create it for our individual group that we chose. So my group chose Irish Americans. The next case study that we went into was Case Study America. For Case Study America, we went to a naturalization ceremony as a class, and we watched 40 non-Americans become American. We also briefly touched on politics. The next case study that we went into, the last one, was actually Case Study Me. During Case Study Me, we went into our chosen identities / given identities, and then we briefly touched on liberal views and conservative views. Next was our virtues. During our virtues, the first one we went into was career. During career, we did a mock interview as teams. We were tasked to do do's and don'ts of an interview. We also touched on living a life versus making a living. The next virtue was our character virtue. During character virtue, we also conducted the mock interview, but we talked about resume failures. The next virtue was our identity. So virtue identity. And during virtue identity, we talked about Basque Americans, we talked about Americans, we talked about identity BSU, and we also talked about our self-identities. The next study we went into were our ULOs. So our first ULOs that we did these all semester. We had to use these in every single thing that we had to do. So the first thing was our oral communication. We were tasked to do videos, we were tasked to give speeches, and we were tasked to give presentations for proper oral communication. The next one was our critical inquiry. So critical inquiry we had to use the whole semester. We were tasked on researching. We were tasked on crap analysis and our annotated bib, which basically told why our research was relevant to what we were doing. And the next one that we had to use was, or the biggest one that I took away was teamwork. Teamwork, I learned this semester as one of the biggest thing that I took away from this whole course. I learned how to properly communicate as a team. I learned how to share ideas with other individuals. I learned trial and error. We made multiple mistakes and we had to correct them before we turned in our final project. We learned how to designate jobs. We designated each person to either do technology, be a writer, facilitator, and a leader. I learned how to take other people's perspectives and redesign my own, so it's not just my way or the highway. Everybody's perspective had to be incorporated. I learned how to work together. We had to make things work as a team. We had to make things flow, so working together was a really big thing. I learned scheduling. Scheduling was very hard. As a team, everybody had jobs, everybody was in college, so it was really hard scheduling, but we made it work. We learned how to do it. And the last thing that I learned was being innovative. This was the biggest part because we were tasked on making videos. I've never made a video before in my life, so we had to be creative and be innovative. And in this course, they offered us extra credit in order to get like the most creative videos, the most professional videos, and the extra credit, whoever won basically had the best video in the class. So that was really cool. And then during our streetscape, we had to be really innovative because we had to redesign a whole block that we had just seen into our case study, which was Irish Americans. And as a team, we chose to actually do drawings, which was really cool and innovative, I thought. So being innovative, and then also being innovative not just by yourself, but being innovative as a team. So we had to sit there and bounce ideas off each other until we could figure out which one that we wanted to go with in the end. So this was my overview of my UF 100 class. Thank you for watching.